In the winter of 1918, as war cast its shadow across Britain, kitchens became places of quiet resilience. Sugar was scarce, butter a luxury, but carrots, humble, sweet and plentiful, offered a way forward. This is the story of a Christmas pudding born out of hardship and remembered today with love. This recipe was shared during the Great War. Britain had been fighting on many fronts for some time, and the war with Germany saw the blockading of valuable resources. Cooks had to be clever. Carrots replaced sugar, suet stood in for butter, breadcrumbs stretched the flour. This is not just a dessert, it's a testament to making do and making it beautiful.
Hello and welcome to Eat These Words. Today I am doing a very old Christmas pudding recipe. It dates back to, well, World War One-ish. I've got it from this book here, which is Cookery for Every Household by my favourite author, Florence B. Jack. And we're going to be making carrot pudding. So without no further ado, let's get into it. To start off with, peel and chop 3/4 pound of carrots. So I'm gonna chop the ends off. Go. And give them a good peel. So I'm just gonna peel my carrots, and as it's the season of goodwill and everything, I just want to say Merry Christmas, everybody. So I'm going to pop that there. I know it's early, but if your carrots are nice and not dirty or damaged in any way, then you don't have to peel them, just as is. So pop these into some water, and we're going to cook these until nice and soft. Now then, while my carrots are cooking, what I'm going to do is go through all the other ingredients and get them prepared, ready for the carrots. So, first of all, I've got 8 ounces of breadcrumbs here. These have been in my freezer for a bit, but they're still fine. And I'll just break them up so they're not all sticking together. 6 ounces of suet. Mix that through. This is a really light Christmas pudding, and it can be used at any time of the year, not just Christmas. And it comes from a time when make do basically was around. Rationing was around and things were tight, so people had to think of inventive ways to stretch what they had. So breadcrumbs instead of flour is one of them. Suet instead of butter is another. To that, I'm going to add 12 ounces of dried fruit, and that's mixed dried fruit. Now, if you want to add some cherries to that, you can do. That's up to you. If you want to add a bit more dried fruit, again, that's up to you. But this is a light mixture, it's not a heavy mixture at all. I'm also going to add to that some light brown sugar, and there's 3 ounces there. If you wish to add more, you can do, but do remember that the fruit is quite sweet to start off with. So we're going to pop that in. Throw it everywhere while we're at it. Break it up if there's any lumps. You could use white sugar if you wanted. So I'm going to add about a teaspoon of mixed spice, because mixed spice and Christmas go together. If you smell it, it smells like Christmas to me. So I'm going to put about half a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of mixed spice. If you can't get mixed spice, then nutmeg, cinnamon, ginger, a bit of clove, and you're laughing. To that as well, I'm going to add a tiny bit more nutmeg. I've got the whole variety here. I do like a bit of, and I'm going to just grate some in, about 1/4 teaspoon. You don't need a lot. If you overdo the nutmeg, you'll know about it, I promise you. Okay, and I'm going to mix together, I'm going to beat 3 eggs. And these are just average eggs, medium eggs I think they are, if you're going by size. There's 1. A good hard tap. 2, 3. in your fork, give it a good stir, or whisk. Give it a whisk, as they say. Once you've softened your carrots, puree them until you get a nice wee pulp, like that. Look at that. Or, as Florence Jack said, you could mash them. It's up to you if you haven't got one of those machines that pulverizes things. So I'm going to pop all that into there, into my mixture here. Every last bit. The thing about carrots is they are sweet, so this would have added a bit more sweetness and stretched out the sugar allowance that they had back in the day. I believe this recipe as well came back, as it should do, during the war. The Second World War, that is, because we've been talking about the first one. And we're going to mix this through. Just pop that in there as well. With our eggs. Now, we need to add the 3 eggs that we did before. And on top of that, we're going to make it a little bit more Christmassy with a bit of booze. Now, it's up to you what you put in. I'm using rum, because that's what I've got. But you could use sherry, you could use whiskey, you could use brandy, you know, the world is your oyster. And just give that a good mix. Yes, it'll seem a bit dry, that's normal. Don't forget the suet in there is going to moisten this up substantially. You could add extra things to this as well. You could add almonds if you like almonds in your pudding. You could add cherries. You could add whatever you desire. So make sure you get that carrot evenly dispersed. Now, if you don't want to cook your carrot as Florence suggests, then you could grate your carrots into here and it would have the same effect. I'm just following the recipe as best I can. And I'm going to decant all of this into my pudding basins. Now, another good thing about this is that it will bake in the oven as well. So once you pop it into your container, you've got the choice of steaming it for 3 hours, or if you haven't got the time, you can bake it for 1.5 hours. So I've got my pudding basins and I've put a disc of parchment in the bottom to stop the pudding sticking. Take the edge of the disc and we're going to go round the outside of the bowl. Now, traditionally they would have used lard for this, not good old butter, but it's what I have in the fridge, so that's what I'm using today. And make sure you give it a good pasting, otherwise it will stick. I've been there, I know these things. If you don't want to put alcohol in as well, you don't have to, it's up to you. And I'm going to pop my mixture into my basin. So here we go. And we need to pack it down. It's nice and moist. So we're going to pack it in and pack it down. Now, this is a £1 pudding basin, which we're putting it into, so we'll do that and then move on to the next. Now, this can be a last minute addition to your Christmas. If you feel that you've forgotten your Christmas pudding and you want a quick recipe, this can be used straight away, or you can freeze it. Like with the Christmas cake recipe, you can freeze it. I'm going to cover these. We're going to steam this for about 3 hours.
The process is tactile: grounding. Grate the carrot, fold in the spice, place the pudding in the dish with care. In 1918, this was an act of hope. The war had been raging on for 4 years, and this was the way to bring warmth to the table when the world felt cold. 3 hours of gentle steaming and the kitchen fills with a spicy memory. It smells like spice and sweetness, and the quiet joy of making do. This pudding isn't just food, it's a story, a tradition. a whisper from World War I, still speaking today. If you enjoy my jaunts into food history and want to see more, hit the promote button. It means my videos will be distributed further. Subscribe, it's free, and I'd love to see you here. Means the world to me. Would you make this pudding? Would you add your own twist? Share your oldest family recipe in the comments, or try this one and tag me with your pudding reveal. Let's keep the story going.